Hello, YouTube, Twitch, wherever you watch this. Hopefully, everybody has had a good New Year's Day. This is, as of recording and streaming this, it is the second. But hopefully, everybody had a good New Year's Day. Hopefully, everybody's doing well. Thought about doing a little hunting this morning. The last time we played the game, we strategically tried to crawl our way through the tall grass and actually got our first objective, blacktail. That was in our objectives. So today, hopefully, we can get our second one that we need. What I plan on doing is go into the stands, see where they're coming from, see how they're moving, and then base my decisions off of how I want to do that. That's what I'm thinking. See what time it is, and we'll go from there. So we did get, like I said, we got one of our black-tailed deer that we needed for Hope. What is the time? It is 7 in the morning. We use this in the evening, and black bear use that till 8 in the morning. So I think we're going to just fast forward this till the afternoon, because I would do, so that's another thing I've realized. Since we actually shot one here, the mid pressure is here, and then right in here. So I'm thinking this is still a low pressure area, which I'm hoping that means that they're going to avoid this, they're going to avoid this, and they're kind of going to funnel back over here to me. We can try it. So that's the plan. We already know they use this. We already had a lot of deer moving in here. So that's what we're going to try to do. We're going to try to sit back in this stand that we've been using, and we know it's a good spot. So let's rest till the afternoon, because that's when they start using the watering needs area. So let's rest till afternoon. Till about, what is it, 4 to 8, so we want to go about 1,500. So we have enough time to get over there. All right. Now we'll walk our way in. I don't know if this will work, but let's spray this on when we walk in. I don't know if it works like real life or not. There's already a black deer over there vocalizing. Okay. Well, let's try to get our way to the stand. If we can. That's the plan anyway. And let's just see how they move today.
You know, I spotted some tracks earlier, close to where you're at right now. I'll send the coordinates.
Let's just do a scan to make sure nothing is out there. I'm not seeing anything. Nothing's like coming up through the binos. All right. Let's keep working our way in. And again, if I do scare something, it's not like it's hurt anything before of them not coming back. So I shouldn't be super worried. Okay, so there's one of the bucks down there. Okay. Do we dare just sit here and just see what they do? So now we got a feeding zone that's right around that pond. Okay. This is from 12 to 4. Okay. That's it's right around that area that we would normally walk through, but we're going to walk around it. What I am going to, I think the plan is, there's no way I'm getting close to him. I mean, the wind is blowing behind, like in front of me to behind me, but that's out in the open. He's going to see me easily. So I think I'm just going to keep working my way around, get to the stand, and hope he funnels this way. I'll leave him down there. I also thought about staking out around this pond or lake, whatever you want to. It's a pond, but that's where we've seen other bucks congregate. So I'm thinking, do we just chill and watch this area? Let's just do a scan. Make sure nothing's laying anywhere. Didn't mean to do that. Not even close to that branch. Yep, there he is. Okay, I'm going to let him over there. I'm going to keep working my way. Just going to keep working my way towards the blind stand. A little bit of noise ain't going to hurt anything. What do we got here? Just rabbits? I don't care about rabbits. I don't want to go through all that branching. He's... What the fuck? I'm not even close to that branch. Let's just... Okay. So I need to hit it in the vitals again. I need to drop it. Drop him fairly quick to meet this objective. So I need him to really come into a fairly close, because again, this scope, I can't really zoom in since it's still the base gun. There's nothing. Oh, it's just a doe up there. I ain't worried about her. She'll come back. That's just a rabbit. I'm not worried about him either. Just because you scare one doe doesn't mean they're not going to come back. I've also learned that this game is a little less realistic in that factor, in the sense that just because you do flee, like spook one and it runs away, doesn't mean that they're not going to come back. Let's get to the deer stand before anything else shows up. That way we're already there. And we don't have to... Okay, so a bear took a shit right beside us. No, that deer that we did see, he was right there. Which is basically right across from us. So I don't know if this will work, but let's spray a little bit more on. I don't know if Scent Eliminator works in this game. And let's just kind of just see what happens. Because again, we know there's been a lot of pressure here. And obviously where I harvested that last deer right here, they should funnel into this low pressure. Should. It'd be nice if they did. But no guarantees what they're going to do. Now again, they use this from 4 to 8. And typically, right a little bit after 4 o'clock, they tend to be right on schedule. At least the does are. I don't know. The last time we were sitting here, the bucks walked in here and they started walking that way. And then Tyler told me, you should follow them. And then that's when we walked the whole way over to this other area way down there. And we actually was able to sneak up on them and harvest one. So let's hope we can do that again. Not necessarily the same way, but let's just hope that we can actually harvest another deer for sure. I'm kind of curious what our next objective will be once we get this one done. It's pretty windy today compared to other days, I feel. Maybe it's all the same weather. I don't really know. I wish the weather would change so like the next day it just snows or something, but I don't think that game I don't think the game works that way. I think there's already like certain reserves that have snow all the time or reserves that have rain, or I don't think it actually goes with the season per se or time of year. So now we're gonna have a rainstorm move in. One of those short little rain, I think. That's why it's getting dark. almost about that time. I'll wait a little bit before I do any. It's kind of weird how the bleat call actually draws in more does than it does. Like, you could use it and they'd come right to you. Because once this all gets mid-pressure, it's almost going to be a lost cause. Because then they're really going to start avoiding these areas, which is a shame because it's a good spot. But once we get the blacktail objective done, then I guess we could move potentially down here. We could potentially move over here and see what's over this way. I don't think I'm going to really split or decide if there's another. I don't really care the size of the buck for this objective per se, because it's just the objective. Obviously, if I want to shoot a bigger one for taxiderm, we will. But I don't have that much money to do that. Okay, let's do a call. Let's see if we can't get something stirred up. Right on cue. They come, like, as soon as you do that, they just start showing up. Again, it could have been walking before I even did that, but I didn't see her until, like, right now. One thing I'm not going to do is I'm not going to do a call now because they'll run up to me and then they'll get scared and then they'll run away. So I'm not doing anything now that I see one. Just let them just come in themselves. fine. I don't care if you walk away. Just don't run away. Why can't one of the bucks get that close? Because then I could have just shot it. Hello? Where are the boys at? Where's she going? So she came through on my left, which is this way. The other one came from this way. So I think that funneling might be working. Or at least the idea of it might be actually. But then they kind of just walked away. I don't want them to go away completely. So she's still just kind of chilling in that tall grass. Of course, that doesn't mean anything. There could be more coming by. Okay, there is one coming from behind. I'm just going to wait to see if they come this way. I don't think I'm going to do any calls. Let them just work their way in, hopefully. Did that doe stop walking? Or did she just keep going? Yeah, I hear walking. Oh, you stupid doe. I knew it'd be you. That's why I didn't do a call. I knew it'd be a fucking doe. I'm not gonna hurt you. It's okay. Keep walking. You're good. I know you're somewhat alert for whatever reason, but it's okay. Oh, another one of the does came back. What do we got coming here? Oh, hey, dude. I don't know if he's gonna get close enough, though. Oh. I don't know if they're gonna get close enough. But if they do, I just don't have a good enough sight to shoot from here. That's the only problem. I mean, I guess I could try, but I don't want to miss and then fuck this area up either. Let's just see what happens. If I have to go try to track them down, I guess I will. Like we did before. So I don't think they're going to get close enough to get in here. What will they do if I do call? I'm just curious. Another doe, okay. So they are going that way. I think we're going to have to chase them back down. I think that's our only plan here with these bucks. I think we're going to have to track them. They just don't stop here for whatever reason. So it looks like they're going to work their way back around. I think that's what we're going to have to do, unfortunately. There they go. Actually, let's try to keep tracking the bigger dude. Him. I think that's what we're going to have to do. We're going to have to track them down again. It's the only way we can do this, because they are not coming in close enough. Of course, there's a stupid doe right there. That's the only way I think we're going to be able to track these bucks down. We're going to have to go after them ourselves. Actually, I don't need the gun. Let's just keep the binos out. So the stand's great if you want to see deer, but they do not, the bucks do not come close enough. They stay right on the edge of this grass. So which is another reason to make me think if we can't get one here, we might have to stake out in those trees and let them come walk through to get a better point of view, potentially. I ain't worried about no. And I know they were coming this way the last time. So, yeah, we're going to have to try to follow these deer to be able to get close enough. So they did walk through here from the track path. Still got plenty of time before dark. Oh, that's not good. She's just a doe. That's okay. It's good. Turn your back. Let's just do another scan. I know these deer went this way again. I wonder if they're going to go back to this watering hole over here. If they do, we've already kind of figured out the layout. Yes, you dumb doe. I don't care about you. And if this doesn't work, I have another plan of attack. Yeah, because I'm almost going to be going right over to that watering hole. So if I can stay on the outside, hopefully they're in here drinking and I can just sneak in on them again. If this is the place they actually indeed went again. Which I'm assuming that probably is. Again, the wind is to my back, so I have advantage there. So my deer stand is over there, but it's not rendering in. I'm pretty sure they're going to be over here in this watering zone again. Drinking zone. I have a feeling that's where they're going to be. So let's go this way. Hopefully they're not looking this way. So if they are looking this way, that is going to be really, really sad. Yep. Shit, we're not doing that. Thought I heard walking. So I bet you they're using this again. I could be wrong, but I'm going to assume, based off of the previous harvest, that they probably are using this area still, which is surprising even when it is in a mid pressure. I can't see anything to know if they are here or not. I don't even hit a branch and it's making noise. So they gotta be. Let's go around. The only way I can get in there is if I crawl in there, which you might have to do that. Just how to get underneath most of these branches and to be able to see. But again, you can't see when you're crawling. Yep, there he is. Am I even going to be able to get close to him? Where's the other ones at then? They've got to be somewhere. Now I lost him. Shit, where did he go? Damn, I just had him. Now it's gone. I'm really going to have to army crawl this shit, aren't I? I can't find him now in the binoculars. There's tracks there. But nothing's coming up in the binos, which is a problem. I'm not seeing anything right now, but I'm hearing. I don't want to get too close. So there's the tracks, but where was he at? If I had a better sight that I could zoom in farther, I wouldn't have to get this damn close. So I hear him moving. I'm probably going to get fucked. I'm probably going to end up ruining this whole thing. But again, I hear movement. But I don't see him. I mean, granted, I did get pretty close the last time, but I don't want to ruin this. But I might have to get closer. Just so I can see what the fuck, where they're at. Nothing's highlighting either, which kind of worries me that I may be right on top of them. And I just don't know it. I'm really surprised if they came back to the mid-pressure zone, which tells me that mid-pressure doesn't mean shit. Okay. More tracks are highlighting up. Which is telling me they're probably over this bank. It's probably where they're at. Right now I'm making little to no noise. Still not picking anything up. They're definitely right below this. It's like without getting into the open, it's like I'm definitely not standing up. Wasn't I up on these trees the last time? I think the grass is just so thick that it won't highlight them. I gotta be right on top of them. That's the problem. It's like I can't stand up, but I know they're damn well they're going to see me. This is a tricky one. Or there's a bank, and that's why it hasn't been picking them up. Boy, this is risky, isn't it? The only thing I could do is move back here, potentially crouch instead of not necessarily stand up, but crouch, just so I can get an idea of where they could be at. It's the only other thing I can think of. Where's the other ones at, though? That's the real question. So I need to get way over here. Okay, I see now. There's a bank there. Alright. Let's go around this way. Actually, you might just have to keep an eye on him. I might be able to hit him from here. Maybe not. I felt like I might have hit him. I don't think I did. That's not good. I attempted. I tried. That was just a tough... I want the blood splatter. No organs hit. You would think if I hit the spine... Is there any other signs of anything? Nothing? Damn, this is tough when you can't see. I have no idea where this deer could have gone now. Well, okay, now I have a game plan of what I need to do. I need to get over here early before they walk over here, because that's where it's being used. So I gotta get over there really early. So I gotta leave my place and get the whole way over there early enough, because I don't see any more. Damn. That's a shame. Well, let's head back, I guess. All right, back to the cabin we go. That was kind of poopy, but I had to at least attempt, because I couldn't. He was looking in my direction, so there was be no way that I could have gotten any closer without them seeing me. But I think I have a plan. Either A, okay, it's okay. You're just fleeing. I don't, unless you're a buck, and then don't flee. This area has been very difficult to figure out, because they don't come close enough to that deer stand. And that wouldn't be a problem if I had a right fucking sight, but I don't have a good scope for this gun that I can zoom in on. Unless there's another button that I just don't know about. Nope. This site just is junk. That's basically what there is. So I have to work a little bit extra to get the deer. Okay, that was a deer that I shot. Footprints, that's why I lit up in blue. Alright, well, we'll head back. See, they walk across here. So I either A, have to be like tucked in here somewhere, which I might do that. The mornings haven't been eventful, the evenings have, so I might just go rest till the next afternoon and try it again. And I'm thinking, since they're coming through there, do I just post up somewhere like, I can't lay down, but do I like just chill like in here? But I can't because if there's deer coming that way. So this is going to be the difficult part of this. They're definitely coming from over here and working their way around to here. So either A, somehow hide in here and watch them walk this way, or I post up over here and wait for them to come over. And I don't know what I want to do. I mean, it doesn't hurt to try both. I mean, if they are walking this way, which they definitely have, it's like, okay, do I just kind of sneak into some of these trees? Okay, and they're still using this, so maybe I post out here instead. I don't know. Well, I'm going to scare something away tonight, which is whatever. But maybe we post out here too. I just don't know what the game plan is. What are you? Oh, yeah. So there was a buck here too. Okay, a couple of them. This is even closer yet. Okay, hold up. I think we can get this shot off. I doubt it. I missed. Oh, I definitely hit him there. Yep, he dropped. He dropped. How did we do that? Well, hey, I guess it counts. Oh, we got another one. Silver lining. Earn a silver rating on a harvested animal. Oh, that's not good. I don't think that worked then. It did. We got the objective done. How about that? Okay. It worked. I didn't expect to just... I got a rifle score reward, so that's nice. Cash reward. I didn't expect the objective to get finished that way. So now we got some mid-pressure here now because, yeah, I did harvest them. Which is okay. So now this is back to low pressure over here. This is now mid. Okay. Let's head back to the cabin now. I did not expect the objective to work like that. I don't know what he was doing, but I decided to take another shot and it worked out. So, hey, whatever works, I guess. So we got two. We got the objective done. So let's head back to the cabin and see what the next objective is, and then we can have to figure out our next plan of attack. Well, I thought for sure this hunt was going to be over, but clearly was not. All right, let's head back and we'll deal with the next objective. It only took us just over an hour. Jeez. I don't understand where the time goes when you play this game. Why am I stuck? Ran into a hiker the other day, asked me around some deer for him. Want to help? I'll deliver the meat to him. Read more. Harvest 2. Oh, boy. Okay, so now we gotta harvest 2 more blacktails, weighing at least 154 pounds. So we need big girls or boys, either one. Yeah, let's do it. I don't know why I was stuck right there. That was weird. Okay, so we have to harvest 2 deer that weigh. But does it tell us how much they weigh? All right, let's rest till morning. We'll have to figure out our next plan of attack. It says 1 to 4 times. Let me see if there's a way I can actually zoom compatible items. This is the gun that we are using. Accuracy 78, recoil 76, hip shot, reload speed. Accuracy is 100%. Recoil is pretty low on this for rabbit hunting. Oh, okay, so we can't use that. Both rabbit hunting. Venison, yep, we gotta use this one. Okay, and we can't get any, there's no new sights that we can get, so I just wonder if there's a way to zoom with the. I'm gonna look that up while I'm here. It says, is your default starter scope offering good for initial acquisition but limited at longer distances? Really? That's how I zoom? Have I been playing this game stupidly the whole time? That doesn't work. What do you mean? Press the right analog stick while aiming down. Well, that doesn't work with this. Unless it just doesn't have any more zoom features. I gotta read about this because I'm not sure. Every hunter begins with a scope, yeah. But how do I use it? Because it definitely does go to 4 times. If I knew how to use that, this hunting would be a hell of a lot easier. I really don't know. Because it doesn't work. Because it's the flashlight. Circle. That's crouch. Right stick. Hold on. Do I gotta go to my settings? Where is the zoom button? I gotta figure this out, honestly. Because it has times 4, but how do I... I really don't know. I wish I did know, but I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea how to zoom in with this. It's a times 4, so there should be a way. I mean, R3 is flashlight. So somehow... Damn. All right. So now we're going to work on our next objective here, which is going to be a little bit more of a difficult task. I just got to figure out a game plan. I just don't know what the game plan is. Obviously, now that I've harvested another deer here, there's mid-pressure. Very low pressure where the deer stand is, and low pressure where we harvested the first one. But I just don't know how to zoom on the scope yet. None of the buttons are working. And I know the scope has a 1 to 4 times. And I'm probably, once I figure this out, it'll make the hunting a little bit more easier. I think have made it way too difficult for myself. Okay, so there's a bear in there. Interesting. Let's just see what this bear does. Kind of curious to see what he does. It's a female. I don't necessarily want to shoot females, but I gotta figure out what do I want to do for the next. Okay. Elk. They're always using the watering zones early on. We're not after elk. It doesn't tell me the weight of the deer either, which is kind of sad since now we need to shoot 2 blacktails. It doesn't matter of gender. Of over 150 pounds. What are you doing? I ain't gonna hurt you unless you're coming after me. Then I'll hurt you. But you're a female. I'm not gonna shoot you. Harvest 2 blacktail with 154 pounds each, which is it's definitely going to be a task. Magnification 1 to 4 times. Now please tell me how to do that. Oh my god, I'm a fucking idiot. Oh, it was the same as the binoculars. What? Oh my god, I have made this game now 3 times easier. Holy fuck. I'm an idiot. Mitty, how are you? It's taken me now 4 streams to figure out how to zoom in on my damn scope. Jesus. Hopefully you're good. I just want to do a little bit of streaming this morning before I get into things this afternoon, and then I'll be back tonight. I can't believe it took me this fucking long. Golly. Okay, now I gotta figure out a plan. Now that I know how to fucking zoom. Holy shit. Okay. I gotta figure out my plan now. So we gotta take 2 more blacktails down after we just harvested 2 males. We finally got that done. Now we have to harvest 2 weighing at least 154 pounds, which... Let's go to the lodge. I want to see what the weight of those first 2 does were to give me an idea of how much they weighed. Because I don't know. I don't know how I'm going to tell. Because they all look very similar in size. So let's go back to the cabin here. Let's go to the lodge. Let me see if it'll tell me the weight of the previous deer. So I can kind of get an idea, even though they kind of all look the same to me. You head back to home at night. Yeah, so in the evening, we go back to the cabin to rest till the next day because I'm not going to hunt during the night. But I need to see what the weight of these deer were because now we got to take some down that are at least 155 pounds, which is huge, which means I need to go to a feeding zone, I would imagine, rather than a drinking zone, which is then going to change my plan. Equipment unlocked. Site. Trophy manager. Let's go here. Saved harvest. Mail. Doesn't tell me any information on it. That's another problem. I would like... Where can I find info on the harvest? Doesn't tell me. I thought maybe it would tell me info, but clearly it doesn't. Okay. So, all right, let's go back. Very true. This is a lodge where all your, like, you can taxidermize all of your trophies. Anything that's obviously worth taxiderming, which I haven't killed anything big enough to actually taxiderm, nor do I have the money to do that. All right, let's just go back to the lake. We'll figure out a plan. I'm going to have to figure it out. I mean, it would seem smart that if we want heavier deer, we have to hunt the feeding zones. It is true. Let's see, effective herd management and targeting high-level feeding zones. That's what I thought. So I gotta go to the feeding zones to figure out where to hunt these heavier deer at. All right, which means, let's see, this is a feeding zone for blacktail from 12 to 6. So, but again, it's a mid-hunting pressure now. This one is being used by blacktail from 4 to 8 in the morning. This one down here is being used only by whitetails. So we're not worried about them. So one thing we could try, since this is a deer coming into that feeding zone, and just see what happens if anything shows up between 12 and 4 p.m. So let's rest till about 11 o'clock. And let's just see, that way I can get my bearings. Animal heads is going to be haunted. They could be. I mean, could you imagine like going to bed and then we wake up and then you just have all these animal heads, like the eyes move and shit? I don't have any of the heads yet, but we're working on that eventually. But our objective now is to harvest 2 deer over 154 pounds. So we need some big deer. So the plan is we're going to go over here, look at the feeding zone, and just see if anything comes into the feeding zone. Anytime I get a new objective, I got to try to figure out the patterns, figure out the movements, figure out when they're there, when they're not there. And then once we figure that out, we can really start putting a plan of attack together. So what I'm probably going to end up having to do is being in these trees and just waiting, basically. This is going to be a waiting game. Just by a face head.
I spotted some tracks earlier, close to where you're at right now. I'll send the coordinates.
Fake head. You could buy one. All right. So what we're going to do is, this is a feeding zone for blacktail. So we're going to attempt to wait here and see if they will come into the feeding ground this afternoon from 12 to 4, so we have some time to wait. I don't know if they'll be coming in since now this is a more mid-pressured zone, but apparently the last time something was mid-pressured, it didn't matter because they still went to like this need zone. So we'll see. Harvest. Probably only going to be live for probably another 45 minutes. About 12 o'clock, I'm going to go and do some other things, but I will be back tonight. I may end up playing this game again. We'll see. Since Tyler is not around today, I'll probably wait to do some of the other things when he is around. Yeah, we'll just wait and see what happens. So we'll see what happens. We'll see if any of the deer come through here. What? Tyler's one of my best friends. He makes these streams very fun and entertaining. Let's see where the deer come in at. If you could swap places with somebody, you would be him living his life. Swap souls. Yeah, I'm not always this available to do streams during the day. This time of year, work gets really, really slow, so I have a hell of a lot more time come January, February, December to be doing a lot more during the day. And then I get super busy from March to November, which then streams end up getting really slowed down to weekends and evenings. You can relate to, Moody? Yeah, like with my job, we don't really have a lot of work to do in the wintertime. So then I tend to have a hell of a lot more, like I said, a lot more free time to obviously be doing streams in the middle of the day compared to when my work gets picked back up in the busy season from March to November. That's when it's like, okay, I have time in the evenings, but I don't have a lot of time, or I wait till the weekends to do it. But like right now, we really only have like a day or two a week that we work, and it's going to be cut down to almost nothing after January. Let's see here. Wait, we still got a little bit of time before they come into this feeding zone. Again, I don't even know if they're going to use this feeding zone much, but we're going to at least see what happens. Now that I know that I can zoom with the scope. I can't believe I never knew that they use the same buttons as the damn binoculars. That's crazy. But I might play something different tonight. I don't know. I thought about one of those Switch games I have. I've never played before, but Tyler did want to see that. But or I continue just classic games tonight that I do enjoy playing, like throwbacks that are my favorites. I'll figure it out. It can't be realistic where you wouldn't get wet. I don't think there is I mean, it rains, but I don't know if this game actually makes you cold and wet, and then you actually have to go back and warm up or not. I don't know if it's how it works. I would assume it doesn't work that way, but I'm still learning, so it might. I don't have high hopes for this spot, only because, again, it does have a little bit more pressure around it. But I just want to see if they're even going to use it, because if not, then we're going to have to go up here, which is sketchy because you have black bears that feature overnight, and you have the deer that end up moving in here overnight into the early morning. And I do not want to be up at that spot when a bear is there, because then they have the chance to attack you. I really don't want to get killed by a bear. But if that's the next place we got to go, that's the next place we have to go. We have a feeding zone down here, but it's not for the correct ones. I forgot we do have this down here, but I think this is mostly bear and moose that end up using this spot compared to the blacktails that live here. Deers are, yes, deers tend to be the easier of the ones to hunt. They're the most less dangerous. Moose are more, obviously moose are dangerous. They they can stomp you in this game. They can tear you up with the antlers. Bear obviously can do damage. I don't know about coyotes either. I don't know if they will actually attack you or not. I'm going to assume no. But the deer are one of the most non-sketchy animals to actually hunt. Less dangerous. Just wait till we go to Africa to hunt. We're going to have to deal with hyenas, lions. It's going to be a lot more sketchy. But we're going to be working on this reserve for a while till we get the objectives done. It's not quite. Take down the strongest and leave the bozo. You're right. Take down the strongest ones. You're right, Moody. Take the biggest ones and let the weaker and lesser big antlered deer, moose, whatever, continue to live. Because then they'll just get bigger. But I don't know if this. I don't think the game works that way. As in, I don't think it works by smaller deer actually growing into bigger deer. I don't think the game actually runs that way. But there's a lot of does, so it doesn't matter what deer we take for the this objective. So we might just take 2 does out, because there are a lot of them around here, and it wouldn't hurt to take a couple of them out of the population. All right, what time is it? 12:01. Okay. Films, they show some main characters, their parents die. Yeah, that is true, because you don't want to take the yeah. Then it gives them a drive to do in the movies. It gives them a drive to obviously do what the character does in the movies most of the time. I thought I saw something. But yeah, you're right. I don't know if they're going to use this, but we're going to at least attempt to see. Here's a neat sleeping rabbit zone. I'm not worried about fucking rabbits. We'll see if any deer end up using this feeding zone or not. If Bruce Batman still Batman while his parents are alive, there's no sauce to watch it. Yeah? See, you know what you're saying. You know what you're talking about. It is true, though. I mean, I don't know if anything really will use this anymore. I might end up having to go here. Or I just go back and re-rest until evening again. We could just try another evening and see if anything comes through. Yeah, because if we go to the evening, it doesn't matter. We can go back to our stand because we know deer are going to come through there. I think that's going to be the play because, again, our objective doesn't specify if we have to shoot a buck or a doe. We just need 2 deer. Really? There's a deer over there already? What? Oh, well, we're just going to go do what I think is the best. Maybe you said 2026 should be like 2016. I can't believe 2016 is in 10 years ago. I don't really miss 2016. I miss years later than that. I miss when I was younger, and me and my one best friend were always like hanging out. And now that, since he moved away, it kind of sucks because I haven't really talked to him. We haven't talked to each other for a while. So, yeah, I'm not waiting for the time to go. Sorry, I'm gonna spend 1,000. 2,000 the rest now? Oof. All years were like reskins, then you wouldn't tell which of the year you enjoyed. I mean, you have a point. It seems like from 2020 to 2025 feels like it's all been one. It feels like it's all been the same. It's weird to say, and I know people have been saying that for years, but 2019 was like the last year everything felt real in the sense. But I feel like 2026 might be another one of those back to normal years, potentially. I don't know if that makes any sense. But everything seems to have been off. And I'm not just talking about, the whole COVID deal that went on, but everything just seemed the same. All right, let's head to the stand and see if someone supports those years. Otherwise, life is just the same. Yeah, I mean, like I've said, the last 5 years have felt super similar, very weirdly similar. There hasn't felt like a difference in years or difference of feel, just all the same. So I'm hoping 2026 is a positive year for everybody, not just myself, not just for anyone. All right, let's start shooting more deer out of here. That's going to increase the pressure, which means then I'm going to have to move somewhere else, which means then I'm going to start going this way. So let's just see what happens. Obviously, in this game, you can't hunt the same places forever, and I'm sure there's going to be more places. You think the PS5 shouldn't exist? It just has to end with the PS4? Well, I mean, the fact that the PS5 is basically a backwards compatible system. It's not really backwards compatible. It's just that it can play PS4 games because it's basically the same game. just printed for a different console. Like PS1 and PS2, you can play both of them on the same thing. But I like the PS5. My PS4 wasn't going to last much longer, I don't think. So I'm kind of glad I got one. My PS4 sounded like it was going to blow up at one point. Now, granted, it's still the original model, so I don't know if that's a... No, I didn't mean to exit, damn it. Alright, let's just see if any deer come through here. That way we can at least... I do agree with you on that one, Moody. I never had a PS4 Pro, but the PS5, it's not like it's improving. I get what you're saying, and the fact that the PS5 isn't like drastically changing a whole lot of things or improving a whole lot of things. Yeah, it probably just enhances visuals, maybe just slightly. But even then, like, this is a PS4 game I'm playing, and I can tell it's a PS4 game because it's not like drastically any better than it was on the PS4. But I know what you're saying. It's not like the PS5 is bringing all these new features that are completely different. It's just basically another quote unquote, like you're saying. I don't know how big she is, though. I don't think she's, she might be a pretty big, let's just see what happens. Well, let's see what the weight of this doe was. I probably shouldn't have shot the first doe I saw, but I did. Whoops. I don't know how big she was, but make PS2 smaller version for the anniversary. Doesn't have to be just the first. I have I have both my PS1 and PS2 still. I had the slim version of the PS2, and then that burned up, so I had to get one of the fat versions. 106 pounds, so I just wasted that shot. Oh my god, so we need big boys. Yay. Okay, this is gonna be... Where did I shoot it at? Oh, okay. So we need a hell of a lot bigger of a deer. Okay, so it looks like we just gotta shoot bucks, because bucks are gonna be heavier. I'm not worried about saving.
These are some strong gusts today. I'll have to speak up, or you won't hear me.
Damn. It's still low pressure, though, so... Let's see if the bucks won't come back in. So note to self, don't just shoot any doe, because clearly it wasn't... The slim is dog shit. Maybe you're right. That's the first one I had. I don't know if any more deer will come by, but now we know we don't just shoot does. We have to shoot bucks, because clearly doe was only 108 pounds. Goodness. So we need some big deer. But I agree with you. The slim one was bad, and the fact that it overheated, it didn't have a fan built in to keep it cool. The fat thick one is the one that I now have, and I like it way more. One that has a fan, it actually has a disc tray. It just looks better than the slim one. The slim was cheaper. You are right on that. It was. That's the one that I was gifted I think for Christmas gifts or something is probably when I got my PS2, and then I ended up buying this one from a retro store. Same with the PS1. I still have my original PS1 that I think it was my dad's actually, because I wasn't born until after it was released, so I didn't like grow up playing it per se, but I did watch my dad play it when I was younger, but I still have that. All right, let's see if there's any more data comes in here of Crash Return. That it would be true, Moody. You do like those games because the PS4 had Crash Nitro Fueled, and it had the Crash Insane trilogy come back, and then it had Crash 4. It's About Time, I think, which I've never played that one because I haven't completed the first 3 Crashes. I should probably go back and play Crash at some point. That game just frustrates the living hell out of me because I suck at it. That's why. But yeah, you're right. Crash did come back. My PS4 is still the original 20. When did the PS4 come out? 13 or 14? Because mine's the original model. You're right, Moody. I didn't even think about that, but you're right. PS3 is the only PlayStation without Crash. PS1 obviously had the original 3. It had Crash Bash. Probably something else that I'm missing. PS2 had Crash of the Titans, Crash Wrath of Cortex, Crash Nitro Kart, Crash Twin Sanity. It had a bunch of them. The PS3 didn't have anything, and then PS4, you had the ones I mentioned. See, I'm just gonna hunt the rest of this afternoon, and then I'll be done till later. So we'll just do this little afternoon hunt, see if any more bucks come in, because they're gonna be the ones with the heavier weights. And now that I can zoom, it'll make the shots a lot easier. And then I'll be back tonight. Can you believe the PSP came before the PS3? That is crazy. I never had a PSP, Moody. I had a Vita. Later on, I had a PS Vita, which at times I still play. I don't play much because there's rarely times where I go somewhere and I want a game while I'm gone. I don't have very much of the Vita either, so that kind of limits that. But I did have a Vita. I never had a PSP. And then, of course, now I have a Switch, so that's another handheld slash console. And it's modded. You have a modded Vita that runs PSP interface. Interesting. My friend had a Vita, and that's what made me buy one, because I thought it was so cool to have a handheld PlayStation console. And then, of course, I bought some of the games that I love, like childhood games that came on the Vita. I'm like, well, I got to get one just because, like I said, like when I was younger, we would go to my grandparents' house, and I didn't want to take my actual full consoles with me, so I just took that, and then in the evenings or something, I would just use my Vita. But it's still nice to play at times, but I haven't played it in a handful of years. I think it's dead. I don't think I've charged it in a long time. It does have a nice look to it. I think, since I never had a PSP, but I'm pretty sure the Vita had a better feel to it when you played it than the PSP did. But I don't know. I can't say for sure since I didn't have one. Let's see if anything comes back to this area after I shot that doe by for no reason. So now we know that they're forcing to use yeah, they did. A lot of games did make you use the rear touchpad in the back, which I didn't mind that actually, because then like as you're holding it, it would be pretty easy to like use. I did like that. I don't know. Some people might not have, but I thought the touchpad in the back was an interesting concept that they used, and I think they did it fairly well. At least in the games that I've played that uses it. But I could probably see how it would be annoying for certain games. But for the ones I played, it worked well, so I didn't mind it. Oh, let's put this on. You said interesting take on smartphones and Nintendo. I did see like there's a lot of games now that are on mobile. I'm like, that would drain your battery and your hard drives. I would imagine it'd take a lot of power out of them to run a lot of these games that are on mobile. The rear touch, you mean? Oh, okay, the rear touchpad. Um, do phones have? At least mine doesn't. Unless I'm just completely dumb at not knowing what technology has what right now, which is a good chance that I probably am. Okay, so there's that doe coming in. Oh, what do we got coming in here? Oh, another buck. Can we shoot this guy? I lost him. Oh. Now I'm just spraying and praying. Oh boy, what did I do? I did not wait for that at all, did I? What am I doing? Oh shit, well that might have just ruined the whole thing. I got too trigger happy. I just saw a buck and I just started blasting. Actually, oh, I did hit him. Alright, let's go. I saw him jump. Alright, let's go. I had to have hit him. I saw him definitely. I got too fucking trigger happy right there. I definitely saw blood. I mean, blood. I definitely saw him, like, look like he got hurt. Now that I can zoom in, which is nice, let's see if we got him at all. first PSP was an old phone that Sony collabed with, and that's how they thought of PS. Oh, I didn't know that, Moody. You know a lot more about history of stuff like that than I do. I never knew that. It's just tracks. Where's the blood stain? I had to shoot him somewhere. Over here. I was over there, and he was over here somewhere. Okay, so there's the blood stain. No organs hit. Well, that's not good. Let's see if we can't find him. And there's blood. I mean, I definitely hit him. Let's just keep going and see if we can't come across him at all. At least I hope I shot the buck and not a doe. I couldn't tell, and I was just let's just see what the fuck happens. I started as careful, and now I'm trigger happy. I don't think I know what that is, Moody. I'm just gonna be honest with you. Shit, I didn't want to track that. It's blurry 90s 2000 TV, and it's so heavy. I don't remember what that was. I'm just gonna be honest. I might have known what it is, but never knew it was called that. I know the blood trail's very low, but he's gotta be, if I hit it. You'd think it's gotta be. Oh, I really have tracked this deer. I'm a long ways from the cabin, too. Let's just see where it goes. I don't know if I'll ever get this deer. There's more blood this way. More blood. Okay, let's just keep going. All right, let me let's go back. So then he went this way, then he came back this way. This is where the trail gets a little funky. Did he like stop leaving blood? He went over here. Then he bled, went this way. Oh, here we go. I don't know if I ever find the deer, but we're just going to keep tracking it. I'm a long ways from the cabin. Do we see any more? Oh. I have no idea how far this deer could have gone. I don't even know if it's still bleeding at this point. Doesn't look like it. Oh, there's the deer right in front of us. Okay. Wow, there's actually turkeys in here? Okay, that's cool to know. And I am in a part of the woods that I have never been. Let me look. Which one? The last one I see is about the TV. That's what I'm saying, Moody. The last comment I see from you is about the TV. I don't see anything else. Unless there's something that didn't go through that I can't see that it didn't go through. I don't know. Yeah, I'm sorry. I just don't see anything else that came through onto the chat. Can't believe I have tracked this damn deer this far. How am I? It depends. Right now, it's just it depends on what, I guess. But oh shit. Okay, we slid down. I guess let's just keep tracking this way. I don't know if this deer eventually just I lost the track pathway of him. Flinch. But who knows? We are so far away from our camp. Well, that was a shame. Kind of lost the trackway to them. Well, wind severity. No organs hit. It all started right over here. That's because I got trigger happy and I just started blasting too many damn shots. But I'll I'll be done here shortly for this, at least right now. We'll just see if we can't see anything over here, and then we'll be done for today. Or at least earlier today. I'll be back tonight with something. We might as well go to this question mark over here while we're over here. See what this is about. Oh, it's a deer stand. I could potentially build another stand here. Where's this at? Oh, this is just right across. Okay. How much does it cost to build though? Because I have 4,000. $21? Yeah, let's do it. So we got another deer stand to do. I like it. What is around here though? Let's see what the tracks are. Moose. Okay. We got moose. We got coyotes. So this could be another spot that we can hunt one day. I mean, if I'm gonna have deer stands around, I might as well build them all so we have different stands to sit in. It'd be nice if we could have a bull moose up here somewhere. At least a bull moose that's not going to attack us, I should say. Pretty much made a big circle. We went the way up here, and then we went down, and then back up around. Yeah, I guess we'll just work our way back to the cabin, and then once I get back there, we'll end. So I don't think a female moose is really going to give us much. I would prefer not to shoot a female moose. There she is. I would like to find a male moose. I don't even know if I'm not shooting a female moose. That's just, no, I'm not doing it. Okay, we did find a feed zone for moose now, though, at least. So when we do need to shoot moose, right here's a feed zone. The only way I'd shoot her right now is if she would attack me. Like if she was coming to stomp me, she's definitely getting blasted. But I'm not. That's not my plan to not shoot females if I don't have to. Obviously, that poor doe that I just blasted up earlier, I feel bad for her, thinking that okay, she's probably 100 and some pounds. No, she was 108. I don't know if female moose will actually come after you though. Just gonna work my way around her. And try to head back to the cabin. Alright, she's fleeing. Okay, she doesn't care. black bear. If it's a female, I'm not shooting it. If it's a male, it's tempting. I'm not even heading close to the cabin. I gotta go this way. The only thing I could wait to see is if there are deer feeding in that area. Could take a whitetail out if we see one on our way back. What are these tracks from? Moose. Well, unfortunately, we could not be lost the trail of the deer that I trigger happily shot. Alright, so I can't cross water. Got it. So I'm going to have to go the long way around. Alright, let's just keep on moving. There's a bridge over there. I didn't even took notice of that. We definitely have some options now when we play this next, whether it be tonight, tomorrow, one of the nights. We're going to come back to this. I don't know what we're going to do tonight yet. We're going to do something. Just don't know what. Man, we were the whole way over here. We ran the whole way across here, ran there, came down here, over here. The problem is, like, I don't mind going over here, but I would like to have a place to stay. Unless I can stay at this camp. Probably not. But I don't see any other area. Well, here's one here. But I would like something to be a little bit closer to us. That way we don't have to run all this way. Now, we are coming up on a white-tailed deer feeding ground, so I wonder if there'll be any out. Where I would... That's not what I wanted to do. Looks like it's too late, so... Hey! Hey! Sir, come back. Okay, so they're over there. Can I... I don't think I'm going to be able to potentially sneak up. Whitetails are more skittish. But we can try to see what happens. We should sit out here one day. Just shoot a whitetail. I mean, we can do whatever we want. Oh, there's a blacktail over there. I don't think my gun can shoot that far. Oh. Hold on. My heart's pumping. What do we got over there? Oh boy, look. Hello, sir. Alright, let's see if we can't get this shot off. I doubt it, but... Oh shit. I'm not a steady aim. He didn't move. I can't fucking steady. I'm so bad at being able to steady my aim. Oh, I hit him for sure. right, let's go. I had to take another shot. I had to. I'm getting too trigger happy in this stream, aren't I? I suck at trying to steady my aim. But I definitely hit him. Did I hit him in an organ? Probably not. But we'll see. Now I gotta search for this before I get done now, don't I? Yepper. Is this doe really just gonna stay standing there? Alright, let's see if we can't get closer to this potential blood bath. You dumb doe, you waited that long before I snuck up on you? I had to have hit him, right? That's just dear shit. I had to have hit him, right? There's no way I didn't. I definitely saw him, like, jump. Like he was hit. It's gonna piss me off if you're saying I didn't hit him at all. Pretty sure I hit something over here. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I missed completely and it looked like he got hit. But I was pretty sure it looked like he, like, flinched. But maybe I'm just stupid. I guess I didn't. That is a shame. Well, I guess we'll end for now. You dumb doe, you ever gonna leave? Oh. It's a very low blood rate, so I did hit it. I thought I did. I'm just really bad at steadying my aim. But I hit it. Probably never going to find this one either. And now I'm getting too far away from the cabin again. Damn. I got way too trigger happy. I just saw deer. Well, I guess this will be it. All right. Well, let's just head back to the cabin and be done for this one. What am I doing? And then we'll continue this either tonight or tomorrow. I don't know which, but well, at least we got the other objective done. We pretty much didn't do anything other than that. So, good for us, I guess. All right, let's head back. I wish when you get to the trophy house that you can actually see the deer, because it just shows you a generic picture for all of them. It doesn't actually show you the one you shot, which is kind of dumb. That way you don't like taxiderm the wrong one. All right, we finally have made it back to the cabin after too much of trigger happiness. But yeah, we're gonna just end here for now. Rest costs 1,000 now. We're just gonna let that go for now, but we'll pick this back up at some point soon, and I will see everybody then.